Hi everybody. I am here today talking about that favorite subject of the human race, marriage. And it happens to everybody at some point in their life, whether they are seeking a relationship forever or just for a time, for a season. And so as a Christian, we use the Bible for our basic instructions. That's our life manual. And so if you use the Bible as your common ground in your marriage, in your relationship, then nobody's feelings get hurt because you understand that you're following a higher standard than a human standard. So one of the things, some of the things that I want to talk about today really quickly and go through for you are, what are some of the basic components that let you know that you're ready for marriage? One is the fact that you can actually use a standard and both parties agree to utilize that standard for all aspects. Now, we said we were going to use the Bible, so we have our first plan in the relationship, which is I'm using God's standard for my marriage, for my relationship. The next thing is you're asking yourself, what are my responsibilities in this relationship, in this marriage? Okay? How do I communicate that? Okay, so again, now you're going to go to your instructions, and God says that we communicate in love. So we don't say things that discourage, hack down, that are negative to our partner in our marriage. We speak encouragement and love in their life. Sometimes those things aren't easy. Sometimes they don't feel like they're encouragement, but they don't tear the person down. They don't put the person down. It's not like you're stepping on them. And sometimes the truth does hurt, but we must again go to the Word and know that God's standard is higher than man's standard. In other words, if you know you're supposed to pay a bill, you pay it on time. If you don't pay it on time, you know there's a penalty. Yes, that penalty hurts because it's financial, but what was the plan? To pay the bill, you made the commitment, so you pay it on time. Very simple. Does that hurt? Yes. But you have to get over it because that is what it is, okay? You could take that in any area, but let's leave it there at the bill. That was kind of an easy way to dispel that. Is there a winner or a loser in your relationship? Absolutely not. Okay? In a marriage relationship, there is no winner or loser. So, because the two have come together as one, so there is only one. So it's got to be a win all the time. There can't be a lose. And I say that because the two people have come together to make one, but they came together because they loved each other. They got married because they loved each other. Okay. When you're in your relationship, you have to ask yourself, and if you're asking yourself this in your relationship after marriage, we missed something in the beginning, okay? Am I in a growth experience? If you are in a marriage and you're not growing, you're digressing, something was out of order, okay? And you have to stop and you have to say, wow. So that's something that we need to dispel before you go into marriage, okay? And is this teaching maturity, okay? Because in a marriage, the two people should be growing, growing closer to each other, growing closer to God, because again, the standard that you're using is the Bible. And if you are using that as a standard, for sure, God is maturing you and teaching you His ways, which are higher than man's ways. Okay, let's just put a few things out there that will tell you if you are in something that you shouldn't be in, or if you're not ready to get into it, okay? Remember that you must be a whole person going into marriage, not a half person. Half people don't make a whole in a marriage. They make a mess. To say it bluntly, it will be a mess. Because then you're depending on the other partner to pull you up, and they are not always equipped to do that, yet and still they can love you, but then you become frustrated with them because you're not getting anything from them. Marriage is not about your expectations of someone else. Know that. You don't go into marriage expecting somebody else to do something for you. Okay? If you're still throwing temper tantrums, you shouldn't be in a marriage. If you're still slamming doors and running out of rooms in discussions because you can't seem to stay focused on the point, you get frustrated because of self-inflicted wounds. And I mean self-inflicted by saying, this person isn't listening to me. They don't hear me. You listen to hear what the other person says, to see where they're coming from. When it's your turn to talk, then you have an opportunity. Sometimes note-taking is a good thing, and sometimes having a mediator is good. But in a marriage, it's the two that became one. So if you can't hear your partner, or you feel or want to accuse your partner of not hearing you, you aren't ready. Not at all. Okay? If you hold grudges, okay, there is no grudges in a marriage. That's like you holding a grudge against yourself. Think about that. The two have become one, and now you want to say, well, since they didn't do this, I'm not going to do this. Okay, so you're saying to yourself that you're going to punish yourself for what you didn't do. That makes absolutely no sense. Okay, there is no scorekeeping in marriage. We don't keep a scoreboard that says, well, he didn't do this or she didn't do that, so I'm not going to do this, or she did this 3 times, so I'm going to do this once, or she owes me for that, and blah, blah. Absolutely not. There is no scorekeeping in marriage. None. Okay? And then finally, here's the big one. Self-control. Okay? The Bible says that we speak life and death are in the power of our tongue. Okay? We can actually speak life and death. So if you are saying anything negative about your partner, absolutely not. You should not have gotten married. And the reason for that is you are cursing yourself. And so expect the worst from your situation. I hope that helped you out. You guys have a blessed and wonderful day. For all those marriages, I speak love and encouragement to you guys, patience, and go back to the Word. God will give you a divine download into how you should handle things. Okay, blessings. Bye-bye.